Don't forget to get your tickets for December 2nd at the Pie Shop in DC. The Jasons, Houston and the Dirty Rats, 40 Reps, and Italian Blood, brought to you by this podcast. December 2nd, Pie Shop, DC. It's a Saturday night. Come hang out. Get your tickets.
Hey, this is Kelly from the Dolly Rocks.
This is Joe Queer from the Infamous Queers.
Hey, Sleepy P. Martini.
Hey, this is Indica Flowers.
And you are listening to
Our Brains Hurt.
Our Brains Hurt.
Our Brains Hurt.
Losers.
Well, they needed a jingle for their stupid little show, so they called up the Jasons and we said, fuck no. Then they called us again and they gave us $20 and we wrote them a song that said, your podcast sucks. Then they gave us more money and they asked us really nice and we finally gave in and we said, all right, I'll write you a song, but it's gonna be a clone of a Screeching Weasel song that we heard a while ago. So we wrote them a jingle and it sounded really rad. It was the best little jingle that their podcast ever had, but the file got corrupted and the email didn't work. Now they're stuck without a jingle singing Our Brains Hurt. Our brains hurt, our brains hurt, our brains hurt. Our brains hurt, our brains hurt, our brains hurt. Our brains hurt, our brains hurt, our brains hurt. Our brains hurt, our brains hurt, our brains hurt. In a very non-copyright infringing sort of way.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Our Brains Hurt. This episode is brought to you by PunkBox. Guys, it's November. But before you know it, you're going to be hearing this podcast and you're going to hear me say it's December already, okay? Go get your shopping done now. Go to punkboxrocks.com, punkboxrocks.com. Buy a monthly subscription service to punk rock merch for the punk rocker in your life or for yourself. Every month, they'll get a box with stuff like you normally find at a punk rock merch table: buttons, patches, stickers, koozies, CDs, cassettes, vinyl, all sorts of cool shit. Once a month, that's punkboxrocks.com, punkboxrocks.com. This episode is also brought to you by Merch Slut. Merch Slut has a wide array of official band t-shirts that she gets right from the band or the label, bands that you love. She also has a really cool selection of really funny greeting cards, notebooks, personalized stuff, things that you get personalized, toys, Pop Funko stuff. Check her out, merchslut.com. Now, let's get to the show. So I got my copy of Protégé Moi.
Yeah.
Which is I think it's like the softcore porn that I helped produce.
Speaking of movies, Chum.
Oh yeah, what's going on with that?
The one that I'm starring in, it's done.
Oh, nice.
It got sent off to the final edit got sent off to the production company. So
fuck yeah.
As long as they don't mess with it at all. Should see hard copies. I think Josh said that the director that this company's pretty good about turning around with physical copies and stuff. Who knows? I'm sure it'll be on Amazon at some point.
Yeah.
Digitally or whatever. But I did get to see the trailer, which has not been released yet, but we were all sent the trailer to view for ourselves. It looks fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You got chops, man. You crushed it in that fucking American television video. For sure.
Yeah, that was super fun to film. Acting's a passion. And I'm actually filming a bit part for another movie next week, actually, next Wednesday.
Nice.
Yeah, it's just like one scene in the movie, the supporting role in one scene, but I have lines and shit, so.
If we ever put together Protégé Moi Do, I'll make sure you're cast.
Oh yeah. As a producer, you can do that.
Oh yeah. I'm the money man, son.
That's right.
I'm the man behind the man.
Oh, you got those Schlafly pumpkins?
Yeah. Yeah.
Those are good.
They are.
Those are good. That's what Chad said his favorite is. Yeah.
I went to there's a small liquor store by me. A friend I went to high school, he owns it, so I always go there to get beer, and they have the best selection of pumpkin beers and shit every year. It's a really small liquor store, but they really get like a decent selection of microbrews and all that shit. So I went on Monday, I think it was, or Sunday, and I was ready to spend I'm going to drop $100 or $200 just on one last pumpkin beer haul. And I went there and they didn't have shit. All they had were the Schlafly's. And I was like, fuck, dude. And I was talking, my friend was there and he was like, dude, once October 31st hits, they
Yep.
cannot sell any pumpkin beer. Like nobody buys it.
It's so weird. They got rid of it all sorts of early this year.
Yeah, yeah.
It
So
started
like,
all sorts of early too.
yeah, he's like, we're trying to time it so that like by the time November 1st comes around, we're not, we don't have much left over. I was like, damn, I'll keep buying that shit. And then I was like, but you don't even have Mad Elf. I was like, listen, if you're gonna stop stocking the pumpkin shit, you got to have the Mad Elf ready.
You better give me fucking mad. It's everywhere here this year. Like I can't go into a fucking like beer store, it's not at like corner marts and stuff, but
right.
there's like mountains of it in the aisles. Right? I'm telling you, man.
Thanks to Our Brains Hurt.
Trogs owes us money.
Yep. All right. Tonight we're talking to Mike and Forrest of Reckless Threat.
Yes. Yeah, and they got some new stuff to unveil.
Yes, and Mike also runs Coffin Curse Records. That's mostly what we talked about the last time we had him on.
Yeah, because we had the other two guys we had
right
from Reckless Threat on like a few weeks before that, actually.
That's right. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna let them in.
What's up, guys?
What is up?
What's happening?
What's going on, dude?
Not too much. How are you guys doing?
Good. What are you drinking on?
Well, that's a big beer.
In your honor, I'm drinking a pumpkin beer. So this is the Left Hand Brewing Company Pumpkin Spice Latte Nitro.
Oh, damn. Nice. I never heard of that one.
Nor have I.
Trying to get it in the picture here.
Hell yeah.
And it for real tastes like pumpkin spice. It tastes like a pumpkin spice coffee. It's fucking delicious.
Nice. Hell yeah.
It's a little warmer than I wish it was, though.
Yeah.
The
coffee ones are always my favorites. Yeah.
Warm like Matt's soul.
Matt's soul of hellfire. How you guys been?
Forrest, how have you been?
I've been good, man. I just left my nephew's birthday party.
Nice.
Had some Chinese buffet, and then they kicked my ass at Madden. So it's been a full night. I haven't played in 7 years, in my defense. So get them next time.
So you're happy that Dylan canceled practice tonight? Then
I didn't even know that this was a thing until right after I was about to get off work, and my wife was like, "Oh, by the way, we got this thing we can go to tonight." I was like, "Cool, I'll be free."
One door opens, another door closes, or
right.
Fucking reverse that shit.
Yeah.
What's your go-to Chinese meal?
Go-to Chinese? Oh, man, I don't really have a go-to. Just anything spicy. It's good.
Nice. Correct.
Yeah.
That's the right answer.
Yeah.
Anything from the restaurant outside of Cumberland, Maryland, where when you order your food, they bring it to you as a soup, even though it was not meant to be a soup.
Well, hey, now that wasn't even Chinese. That was a really poor attempt at some sort of like Thai curry. So
that was in Cumberland.
Yeah.
That does sound like Cumberland. Yeah.
Yeah.
The girl brought it to the table, and bless her heart, she was so fucking upset. She was like, "Why you no eat your food?" And Forrest said, "It's terrible. It's not supposed to be soup." And she asked if he wanted her to take it back and remake it, and he goes, "No, I want you to take it back and throw it away."
I don't usually do that. This was exceptionally bad.
It happens.
Yeah, it was so thick. It was like supposed to be curry, but it was like the curry sauce was so thin. I mean, it was just like water. It was like, I'm like, what are you all doing back here?
Meth. That's what they're doing back there in Cumberland.
Yeah, it's like 100%.
Yeah.
The sad part about it was my food and Dylan's food was fucking delicious. So we're sitting there just completely chowing down, and he's just sitting there in the corner stewing over how bad this meal is.
Or souping, if you will.
Amen.
Yeah, your mistake was going to a Thai restaurant and not getting drunken noodles, which is one of the
drunken noodles is one of my favorite Thai dishes for sure. I don't know. I feel like I can never get them to make it spicy enough to cause the level of pain that I'm going for at these places. So
Did you ever eat something so spicy that you couldn't do it?
yeah, once I ordered, like, I have a very high tolerance for spicy food.
Same.
But I ordered this Italian sausage hoagie at this place here in Knoxville that was only around for like a couple of months at most. It did not do well. And they gave me this Italian sausage hoagie. They're like asking if I want it spicy. I was like, yeah, make it as spicy as you can. I couldn't eat it. Like, it was just like, I don't know what they did to this sausage, but it was like, it had no flavor either. You know, it's like, yeah, it was wild. It was the spiciest thing I think I've ever attempted to eat.
I wonder if they used the bomb. Does anybody know what that is?
The bomb?
That
Yeah,
was literally what I was getting ready to bring up, Matt.
Oh, what is that?
No, because this was like probably 30 years ago or so. So I mean, like, it was before the bomb was invented.
What's the bomb?
It's a hot sauce. Have you ever watched Hot Ones?
No.
It's like it's a YouTube channel. It's the channel's not called Hot Ones. I can't think of what. Mike, do you know what the channel's name off the top of your head?
First We Feast.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Red just said it in the background too. But yeah, it's one of their shows on there, Hot Ones. It's like this dude Sean something, and he sits down with celebrities. Sean Evans, thanks, babe.
Matt, go to sleep. Get right on the fucking mic.
And they eat chicken wings, but it's like each wing, it's like 10 different hot sauces, and each wing is a different hot sauce, and it gets hotter as you go. And the third to last one, I think it's number 8 or whatever, is one called the bomb, and it's all heat, no flavor, and it's like the hottest hot sauces on the face of the planet. It always gets everybody. Like
yeah, it's 100% hot garbage.
Yeah.
I tried it one time. My wife's sister's current boyfriend got it, and he thinks he likes hot stuff. And he was like, just put your finger on the lip of the rim and try it. And I was like, nah, dude, I'll try it on a wing. Mm-hmm. Jesus fucking Christ. Ron, I have a bone to pick with you.
Pick it.
So I was listening to the most recent episode with the Jasons. Was it your 100th episode?
Oh man. That was a 3-year
anniversary. Okay. And so I won't go into detail, but for anybody who listens to this podcast on a weekly basis, you spend about 60% of the podcast talking about your invention, quote unquote, your invention, Ron's invention, the man pond.
Yes.
What?
I think you owe the estate of the man, the myth, the legend, Big Black. I think you owe him a lot of money.
Big Black. Who's Big Black?
Remember the show on MTV, Robin Big?
Yeah.
He in Robin Big, there's an episode where Big Black is laying on a couch, and Rob Dyrdek says, dude, what am I smelling? And he's like, oh man, I ate a ton of hot wings last night, that hot wing eating contest, and I got diarrhea, so I got my man pawn in. And then the whole episode's about him putting toilet paper on his asshole to keep from the like little dribble of shit from coming out of his asshole. So the whole time listen to you, like, you even called it a man pawn. I was like, this motherfucker is copyright infringing the good name of the deceased Big Black.
Hey, we don't know who did it first. We don't know.
I mean, it's possible because I've seen a few episodes of that show. I don't remember that, but it's possible that I did see it, and maybe in my subconscious.
Hey,
but
nothing's original.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Nothing.
I've been waiting for this episode to bring that up because I laughed. That fucking episode, I laughed. You guys had them on for like an hour and 40 minutes.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I laughed the whole goddamn time.
Every time. You can't talk to the Jasons for more than 5 minutes and not just be hysterically laughing the whole time. When it goes for an hour and 40 minutes, Jesus.
Yeah.
I can't wait till the day that you guys get famous and this podcast becomes like as popular as Joe Rogan. And then it's like 2027 and you get canceled for like an episode from 2020 with the Jasons.
It will be with the Jasons for sure. Every time we have them on, I'm like, all right, this is our last episode and I'm getting divorced.
The very first one. It's the very first, it's like the our 4th episode ever or whatever it was.
That's right,
we'll go all the way back to that one.
They're good guys.
That episode's hilarious though. I could not stop laughing.
Yeah, well, thanks.
It's I don't give a shit. Like, it's kind of embarrassing, but like I was like, this shit's too funny to cut out. And plus, it was like all we talked about, really.
It's
Yeah.
podcast gold.
Yeah. And I got
Hey,
so many
we're-
messages from people I know that just like, of course, that's the one you listen to. I had to tell my mother-in-law not to listen to that episode.
Hey, we're talking about it now, 4 weeks later. So you
That's
did
right.
something right.
And it won't be the last time.
Yeah.
A real quick bounce back to what we were talking about a second ago. So something that Forrest doesn't know that I'm getting ready to admit. So I fancy myself a fan of spicy foods, and I do quite often eat spicy foods. I had some pretty spicy Mexican for dinner tonight.
Mhm.
But what Forrest doesn't know,
Where did you go?
El Rancho, it's on Western Avenue.
El Rancho? That sounds made up.
No, it's not. It's behind
That means the ranch for all you non-Spanish.
2 doors down from the Planet Fitness that I work out at.
Oh, so did you go to Planet Fitness and then go to the Mexican restaurant, or did you go?
I didn't go to Planet Fitness. No, I didn't go to work out today.
Oh.
I just had a shit ton of really spicy shrimp fajitas.
Yeah, that's just like working out.
You're sweating.
I at least get a little exercise every day when I'm shoveling food into my face.
Yeah.
What Forrest doesn't know is that I'm constantly trying to eat spicy things when we're out on the road together, so that I can, I don't know, build up his like making him believe that I'm more of a man than I am. And so we played Charleston, South Carolina last summer.
Mhm.
And we played a bar that was like, for some reason, the load in was like 2:00 in the afternoon. No, that's not true. We were playing a matinee on a Sunday. We had to be there around 2, but we got downtown at like noon. So we just parked the car. It was one of those situations where, like you guys talk about, the pie shop is hard to park.
Yeah.
This fucking place was a shit show. We were playing a show where we didn't get paid, and I paid $20 to park. That's how bad it was.
Was that
But
place?
we were
Was it
like-
by chance in an alley?
Yeah, the Burns Alley. Have you been
Yeah.
there?
Oh yeah, we played there. And it was the
Yeah.
same thing. It was on a Sunday and it was a matinee show.
Yeah. Was it
Yeah.
was it a Rick Barrick show?
Probably not. I don't think. I don't
Okay.
know. I don't know. It was a while. It was a long time ago. It was like 2016, I think.
Yeah, cool club, but parking Charleston downtown shitty. So we get out of the vehicle after parking. We have 2 hours of spare, so we're going to go find somewhere to eat. And after walking around meandering for a little bit, Forrest finds this. Was it Thai or was it? It was Thai, I believe. Again,
Yeah, it was like Thai-like. It was like a bistro or whatever. So it's like fusion bullshit, whatever. But yeah, Thai.
Mhm.
More or less.
super fancy, way overpriced. The food was terrible, and the waiter was a complete and utter piece of shit. But whatever I ordered, I have no recollection of what I ordered, but I knew on the menu it had 3 peppers, meaning it was the spiciest of their list of spice. But it sounded really delicious to me. And again, it was shrimp. I wanted shrimp. So I ordered it. They bring it to the table, and I ate it. But the whole time I was eating it inside, I was like, I can't not eat this because he's going to think less of me. But it was fucking insane how hot it was. I'm sitting there like pulling my brim of my hat back and wiping my head, asking the dickhead waiter for more napkins, just pounding water, making it hotter. But so the funniest part is we're walking back to go to the club to actually load in, and he was like, "Did you like your food?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it was great." And I'm just sitting there like I'm about to shit myself.
Yeah, that's the thing about spicy food. It almost hurts as bad coming out as it does going in.
Sometimes it
The,
hurts
the
worse
saddest
coming
part
out.
about that is that
Yeah.
that restaurant, when we it was called something like some Thai sounding name, but then when we got our check on the company name was actually Bubba Gump Shrimp Company, so it was like a fucking ghost kitchen for Bubba Gump.
That's funny.
I totally forgot about that. And I don't even think you found that out till like the next day because hadn't they like double charged your card or your card got compromised or something?
No, nothing got compromised. It's just I think I was looking at my credit card statement. I saw it on there. It wasn't printed on the bill, so they were being a little bit sneakier about it. But
Yeah, you like forced.
so you couldn't hang with the Bubba Gump shrimp, spicy shrimp.
Yeah, it was so goddamn hot. The assholes in Charleston, South Carolina, really know how to make a spicy, terrible tasting meal.
But since you were talking about fajitas earlier, I have a thing about that I learned, and I wish I would have known. I don't know why I never thought of it. But when you get fajitas, do you replace your green peppers with poblano peppers?
That's not something that I've ever done. I will say that tonight, my meal, so my wife got chicken fajitas and I got shrimp. Hers were traditional. This is only the second time we've ever ordered from this place, and hers were the traditional, the green peppers, yellow peppers, all the onions, what you would expect. Mine had my shrimp fajitas had a lot more like a fresher greens in it, like green peppers, shallots, fucking zucchini and squash. It was delicious, but she was like, I wish that your vegetables were in my, but she doesn't eat fish, so she wouldn't trade me vegetables. She was like, no, they're covered in shrimp juice.
Wait, say shallot again.
Shallots. I watched Top Chef too much or some bullshit.
I was like, man, I guess I'm not fancy enough to pronounce it like that. But
sorry, Ron, I've been watching British baking too much.
Yeah, you're watching British baking, and I have a fucking toilet paper shoved up my ass right. I'm shallot, you're shallot.
I'm shallots, you're shitlots.
Shitlots, that's what I'll call it. So it's not
kosher way of pronouncing shallot.
Yeah.
Forrest, do you have any toilet paper in your asshole right now?
Wads.
What?
What are you guys drinking?
Schlafly pumpkin ale.
What? Say it again.
Schlafly, or
oh yeah.
It's like 8%. It's good.
Yeah, I've had that one.
Stuff. Yeah.
What about you, Matt?
Nothing of consequence. I'm
Miller Lite.
No White Claws.
Okay.
I was going to say High Noon.
Those are too expensive.
Forrest, are you having any athletics tonight?
Oh yeah, you know it. I'm gonna athletic NA here.
What is that?
It's athletic. They make all kinds of non-alcoholic beers. This one's just like their light, Miller Lite type deal. Pretty good.
My intention when I went to the liquor store today, my intention was to buy the Kentucky Bourbon Barrel. They're pumpkin because it's fucking delicious.
Yeah.
But they had the Kentucky Bourbon Barrel Ale, but they didn't have the pumpkin at this liquor store I went to.
Okay.
So have you tried, since you've been going to Kentucky for your daughter recently, have you tried Kentucky Bourbon Barrel?
They have it here.
I have not, actually. But they have it here. I've seen it here.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
They sell it outside of Kentucky.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
When it first came out, so Ron, have you been to, if you haven't been, you got to go next time you go visit your daughter. It off of Man of War Boulevard near close to UK. Okay. There is a liquor store called the Liquor Barn, and it's the size of like a Costco.
I haven't been there. I've driven by it though. I haven't been in there yet. Okay.
You got to go. You'll spend your goddamn paycheck in there, but it's the fucking pits.
Okay, cool.
But when my wife and I used to live in West Virginia, in 2012, we moved to Knoxville, and we would come to Knoxville to visit her sister who's lived here since 2005. And we would stop at Man of War and eat at like Chipotle or like fucking BD's Mongolian barbecue.
Yeah.
And then go to the Liquor Barn because it'd be holidays. We'd be coming to visit her on Christmas or Thanksgiving. So we go to the Liquor Barn and buy booze.
Yeah.
And I was always picking up 4-packs of that Kentucky Bourbon Barrel, either the vanilla or just the ale. Yeah. And then, by the time we moved to Tennessee, I was like, oh, they have this in Tennessee. So the whole time I'd been making a stop to pick it up in Lexington, not knowing that I could have just got it at a goddamn gas station like down the street from her sister's house. I was like, and she never had the nerve to say, you guys are buying beer that we have here.
That's so funny.
Do you ever realize, because I fancy myself a podcaster as well, with my little shitty video podcast that gets 50 views a week. Do you ever notice that you'll get like halfway into an episode and be like, we haven't said one thing about music?
Yeah, in fact, I was just going to say, you guys are in a band.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah. That's the beauty of it, though. It's a conversation, not an interview. People get stale on interviews because interviews fucking suck.
Yeah. Truth.
Yeah.
Yeah, like conversations are so much better than interviews.
Totally.
And it's so weird to me how like podcasting has changed like the structure of kind of almost being like always giving like the PC answer or the like public relations answer.
Yeah.
In interviews, you still have to like tiptoe around things, but in podcasts, it's like no holds barred.
Yeah, when people get in trouble, it's usually from a podcast.
But like people don't get in trouble anywhere near as much from podcasts as they do on like television and interviews. And it's weird to me because it's the same thing. More people listen to podcasts now than watch like news and interview programs. Like, who gives a fuck about 60 Minutes?
Right.
When you could listen to a podcast and get like somebody being real.
They're not talking about man ponds on 60 Minutes.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's I don't know. The dynamic there is very weird to me because you can still get in trouble doing interviews, but in podcasts, it's like you have to do something like really bad, you know. I mean, why
the only
not?
podcast other than Our Brains Hurt, the only podcast that Forrest will go on is Alex Jones's podcast.
Oh yeah.
He's been on there a few times.
InfoWars. There you go.
Does he still have a podcast? Is
InfoWars a podcast or is it
probably on his own platform?
Yeah,
I would imagine, but nowhere else.
Yeah.
The speaking when you talked about the Jason's episode, I don't know if you have seen this or not, but I told them about there's a YouTube video where somebody wrote a song using actual things that Alex Jones has said. It's like a folk song, and they made a video to go along with it of him, like, you know, I don't know, just being insane for like 2.5 minutes along the song. It's fucking hilarious. It's like one of the most hilarious things I've ever seen.
That sounds like YouTube poop. Have you guys ever seen YouTube poop?
Maybe.
No.
Maybe.
There's a channel called YouTube poop.
It's a channel. It's a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they do those types of mashup mix up videos where it's like my favorite there's a bunch of episodes of King of the Hill where they'll like make them trippy. Like if you're on drugs, it'd be really interesting because like, you know, just Hank Hill going Bobby.
Yeah.
You just like manipulate the voice and they're crazy. But
that's an underrated show, by the way, King of the Hill.
Fuck yeah, it is.
It's really it's the writing is really, really good in that show.
So you know it's coming back, right?
Is it?
It's coming back. They finished taping the second episode, and the person who voices Dale Gribble died.
Oh,
so they
shit.
still, because of the writer's strike that's going on right now, they still, the last article I read, they don't know what they're going to do because they don't want to replace the guy, but he's deceased.
Wow. Damn.
He wasn't sick or anything. I think he was just like 61 or 2 years old and just dropped dead.
If they want to move forward, they'll have to do something.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure they're going to. Hulu handed Mike Judge a boatload of money. Movie.
Yeah. Hey, just kill the character off. That's what I do.
Yeah, that's good.
That's
I'm sure.
Yeah, it's the right thing to do. Have a
I mean, they're going to have to do that with Luann, that character, and the Tom Petty character. They'll have to do it. They either won't talk about him or they'll talk about him in the past tense because those people are dead.
Luann was Brittany Murphy, right?
Yep.
I think you could probably get away with Luann because like she was doing a voice. Like Brittany
That's true.
Brittany Murphy doesn't sound anything like that in real life.
Definitely not now.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely not.
God damn it.
That's a perfect Our Brains Hurt joke.
Yeah, it is.
Add that to the intro.
Yeah. All right. Well, look, you guys are in a band and you have a new record, so let's talk about it.
Go for it, Forrest.
The album title is Good Night and Thanks for All the Trauma.
Sweet.
Out on December 8th. It's got 8 new songs, right? Or 9 new songs. And two re-releases, remasters of songs off our last EP.
And today on this podcast, we're going to be debuting the lead single, which is a song called Breathe. So you guys are going to be debuting that single during this episode at some point.
Yep.
And if you're hearing this episode on the day the episode drops, until Friday, December 1st or 2nd, maybe, until the first Friday in December, by the time this episode drops until the first Friday in December, the only way to hear the song will be on this podcast. So it'll be exclusively available to stream via this podcast for about 3 weeks. And then, of course, it'll make it to all the digital streaming platforms and Bandcamp. And then the following Friday, December 8th, the record will drop. And like Forrest said, it's called Good Night and Thanks for All the Trauma. 11 songs, 9 new ones, 2 re-recorded. But even the re-recorded ones it's cool because we've got a new guitar player, James, second guitar player. So he added his parts. We added some new vocals. So basically the 2 strongest songs from our last 6-song Paradise End EP, we decided to just kind of beef those up a little bit because we thought they deserved a little bit more attention than they got on the EP. Because that EP didn't make it to vinyl. We just released it digitally and on CD. And we sold 300 CDs, which is cool. But, it never made it to wax. So we thought those 2 songs deserved more of a platform. And we've been working on the record for like well over a year. Mm-hmm. I won't meander about my own health issues. If anybody knows me, I've had my nightmare of a 2-year battle with health issues that has caused a ton of starts and stops for our band. So the record, we intended on it being out probably 6 months ago because we started working on it a year ago. But it's cool. I think Forrest would admit, I'm personally glad it took as long as it did. I hate that I had to deal with the shit I was dealing with, and we had to cancel a couple tour dates, and those guys had to spend like a 4-month or like a 4-week period of not practicing, not doing anything because I was stuck in the house recovering from surgeries and shit. Mm-hmm. But I'm personally glad that it didn't come out because James wouldn't have been on it. We had another member come and go that I don't think would have been a good fit for the record, so I'm glad that didn't happen. Mm-hmm. Nothing against him, but it just didn't really work. Getting ready, I personally like. Again, I think Forrest would agree. I think this is the best shit we've done, and I'm really excited for people to hear it.
Yeah, I mean, we recorded it when we recorded it. We were a 3-piece at the time, and now we have thankfully added James to the band as sort of our lead guitarist. So he went and added extra tracks, and he contributed backing vocals. And like Mike said, he went back and added new guitar tracks to those older recordings. So I think it's great.
And that's on Coffin Curse, correct? I'm assuming.
Yep. Yeah. New records on Coffin Curse. We
Back home.
the experiment of last time we talked, you guys have interviewed Forrest and Dylan before about Reckless Threat, then you interviewed me about Coffin Curse. But you know, at the time when you interviewed us before, the whole game plan was I was focusing a lot of attention on Reckless Threat, and I as a label owner, as a label guy, Ron, I think you understand where I'm coming from with this. I was focusing more of my attention on my band, and the other bands weren't getting enough of my time, and I felt bad about it. Like I felt really like, you know, like this is not fair to the other bands. Well, fast forward, you know, the 2 years since that experiment, nothing again, like the label Patient Zero that we work with to do Paradise Sin, they were great. Jerry is a great dude. Not Jerry LaFemina, but Jerry. I honestly can't think of his last name right now. I know it's really hard to pronounce. He's a Boston guy. He's got one of those Boston
Irish
Catholic names. Yeah.
Gotcha.
But Jerry's a great guy, great label. But the experiment for me was, well, number one, we sent out a bunch of demos for Paradise End, and he was one of 2 labels that showed interest. And he was like, I mean, really, really interested, to the point where we sent out demos. And he was like, I like it as it is. Fuck it. Let's put it out now. CDs, tapes, digital. If it sells well, we'll do a 7-inch. 7-inch never happened. But yeah, like he was super cool. Like we thought it was just a demo. We were shopping as a demo, and it got released. And that fast forward to the reason we re-recorded or like beefed up those 2 songs for this new album was because those other versions were just meant to be demos. But yeah, Jerry was a great dude. And the experiment for me, it was like, I actually was really stoked on Patient Zero, because they were a hardcore / somewhat of a metal label, but mostly like a traditional down the middle hardcore label. And I was like, I really think we're a little bit on the heavier side of punk. We have a tendency to refer to ourselves as melodic hardcore. So I thought we would really fit, and fuck me if I was wrong. I mean, we did not fit with that. He liked us, and that was about it. The other bands didn't like us. They're like his ride or dies. The people that bought everything he put out just did not buy our shit. And he tried. He liked our record, and it was an experiment. But then also I realized something, and this is going to sound really shitty to anybody listening that might be on my record label, but the majority of the bands on the label don't really promote themselves enough for me to feel bad about spending my time promoting my own band. And I've just really realized, it's like, my dad told me when I was a kid, son, nobody's ever going to care about what you care about more than you. And it just dawned on me a couple months ago. I was like, we can keep pounding the door and trying to find other labels that are willing to work with us, because we're a good band. I mean, there are definitely other labels that would work with us if they found us, if we found them. But man, like, are they really going to give a shit? Or are they going to just have another roster of people that, are we just going to be ignored? And I said, fuck it. There's a couple bands on my label that I really spend a shit ton of time on, because they spend a shit ton of time on themselves, and they deserve my time. They prove that they're worth my time. And then the bands that just meander around and do nothing, they're not going to get as much of my attention. I'm going to put it towards the stuff that actually deserves the attention.
Yeah, I hear that for sure.
I think it comes down to a lot of labels.
You've had that same feeling.
Yeah.
I
think a lot of labels, may have had similar experiences, and then they just don't work with bands that don't want to be bands essentially anymore. Yeah. You get down to just working with those ones that you're talking about that are worth time. I think that's the way a lot of labels go. I mean, if you're trying to run a business and actually, continuously keep money flowing so you can continuously keep doing it, that's kind of what you have to do.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, without naming names, like, there's a band on my label right now who, straight up, like, we need CDs, order us CDs. And I have 100 CDs sitting on my cabinet right in front of me, and I can't even get them to fucking tell me where they want me to send them to. And I'm just like, God damn, why'd I even order these fucking things?
Yeah, it's maddening. Yeah.
Yeah.
What shows have you guys played lately?
Oh gosh, what was the last thing we played, Forrest?
Last show we played was not was it? Oh, it was Johnson City at Capone's.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome. Place is great. It's like a bar / venue / dance club. So there's like
Nice.
3 distinct, completely different groups of people all in this one spot.
That's cool.
But it's pretty cool because we've been trying to get, this band's been a band for 6 years, and we've been trying to get in there I've been trying to get us booked for 6 years, and we finally got in. But it's kind of ironic. The booker, I didn't know this, but the booker's name's Jason Vapor. He's a fucking sweetheart of a dude. But I've been emailing, this isn't anything negative to him. He and I've talked about this. I'm not spilling the beans on any negative bullshit. But so I've been emailing for like 6 years trying to get us booked there. And it's only an hour and a half from home, maybe 2 hours. Rad spot, legit club, legit sound. Like Forrest said, highly attended. They pay you off of the final door, and it doesn't matter if there's 150 people going to see the dance club, and there's 20 people going to see the bar side or the venue side. They pay you off of every single person that paid to get in.
Oh, that's nice.
So we got paid incredibly well, and there was maybe 40 people watching the show, it was a good turnout for the show. But there was like 100 kids in the dance club in the back.
Yeah.
But I was like, holy shit, we get paid off of everyone that comes through the door. That's just how they work.
Nice.
But the booker, Jason Vapor, he I didn't know this, but he does merch. He makes T-shirts and stickers and whatever. And I was looking to do a tape for Over Our Eyes.
Yeah.
I released their album, their record that's been out for 2 years. I put it out on a cassette tape last month. We did 50 copies, and we sold out of the pre-order, and then the rest of them the guys have for their tour they're getting ready to do with American television.
Yep.
So I ordered the tapes through Jason Vapor, and fuck me if come to find out he's the booker at Capone's. So it worked out through that connection that we're doing some business with him. We got booked at Capone's and played the show. And he, after the show, he's like, God damn, you guys were incredible. And I'd love to have you back. You guys come back here, quarterly. Let's get you in here 4 times a year and start building a community around your band here in JC. And I said, well, ironically enough, I've been trying to get booked here for 6 years, and I couldn't get through to you until I started working with you for your JV merch. And he was like, wow, that doesn't sound like me. How many times have you emailed? And I pulled up my Outlook account, and I was like, 16 unanswered emails. And he just looked at me and he shook his head. He's like, dude, I'm so sorry. I don't mean to ignore people. I was like, dude, I get it. I used to be a booker at this place and down the road, 30 minutes down the road. I was a booker for 6 months at this bar, and I booked 40 shows in those 6 months before I got burnt out and dropped it. But of those 40 shows, I probably got 500 emails.
Right.
So it's like when 500 bands email you and you only have 40 shows in a 6-month calendar, it's really hard to not ignore some emails.
Totally.
Yeah.
I hate to admit it, but any band that I absolutely hated, I just wouldn't reply to because I was getting 10 or 20 emails a day. So like if you sound like Creed or Nickelback, I wasn't going to reply. You sounded like fucking, no effects, but I didn't have the date. I would reply and say, sorry, try these places.
Yeah. Creed is actually reuniting and going on tour next year.
I saw that yesterday.
Yes.
Did you see the whole package?
Is 3 Doors Down playing with them?
Yes.
Is that one of the bands?
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It's like it's 5 or 6 bands. The only band that I would like, if somebody said, here's a free ticket, they're playing in your front yard. If the tour's coming to Mike Billups' front yard, the only band on that tour that I'd watch is Tonic, because I actually liked Tonic.
Yeah.
I couldn't name you a Tonic song right now, but I liked them.
You don't want to get you a staph infection.
Staph infection.
I posted something on
Scott
Instagram. Scott Stapp, yeah. I posted something on Instagram saying it has to be like a sting operation to get as many dudes in one place who are not up to date on child support payments.
The U.S.'s Creed concert in Lexington, Kentucky is the record for the most arrests for pedophiles in the United States of America. That's pretty fucking rude. I shouldn't have said that. Sorry, Lexington.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
And what's Rancid is doing a stadium tour with Green Day and Smashing Pumpkins.
Yeah, that's an
Next year.
interesting one.
Yeah.
Ew.
And the Lindas.
Okay. Well, Lindas make it better, but Smashing Pumpkins can go fuck themselves.
Yeah.
Sorry, not many bands that I
Green Day, Smashing Pumpkins, Rancid, and Lindas.
truly hate. I try to respect all musicians, but I can't with the Smashing Pumpkins.
You don't like Smashing Pumpkins? I love the Smashing Pumpkins. I used to be in a hardcore band that covered Mayonnaise,
Nice.
which is a song off Siamese Dream.
I like that record.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Forrest, you love Mayonnaise.
No, I don't love mayonnaise.
The song or the
I
album?
had some
The food?
coleslaw today with mayonnaise in it, though. So
Forrest, you have to tell Matt and Ron about your tuna salad. And I just want to see if, because they both live in different states as well. I'm from West Virginia. Matt lives in Maryville, or Matt lives in Virginia. Ron lives in Maryland.
Mm-hmm.
Forrest, tell them your whole life what you've eaten in your tuna salad.
I don't know what you're talking about, Mike.
Don't pretend you don't know what he's talking about.
not tuna salad. Was it tuna? Not mayonnaise. Was it not tuna salad? Your mom substituted yogurt for mayonnaise in something.
Oh no, sour cream.
Sour cream.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But it was tuna
okay.
salad, right?
Yeah.
So sour cream instead of mayonnaise.
Yeah.
I do love sour cream.
I don't even remember telling Mike about this. It was all right. Must have been really drunk one night.
No, you told me the Mexican restaurant we eat at, El Burro Loco, is that what it's called? That restaurant. Remember how I was telling you that the white sauce they have that's fucking killer on the salsa bar, and I told you it was made with mayonnaise base because you told me you didn't like mayonnaise. That's when you proceeded to tell me about, hey, when I don't like mayonnaise, and I said, but you like tuna salad. What do you eat in your tuna salad? And you're like, I don't eat mayonnaise in my tuna salad. I eat fucking sour cream in my tuna salad. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? They're like, my mom never made tuna without sour creams. I've never fucking heard of anyone in this world eating sour cream in their tuna.
I'm gonna do it now.
It's worth a try.
I'm gonna try this. I love sour cream. I love tuna salad. What's not to like?
Yeah, I don't add mayonnaise to, like, I'll never add it to a sandwich, but I love coleslaw. I love tuna salad, like proper tuna salad, not sour cream tuna salad.
Put sour cream on your fish tacos. Why can't it go on tuna salad? Huh?
Yeah.
You do yogurt. You could do sour cream, anything but mayonnaise.
I guess there is crema. Like crema has yogurt in it, and
what's crema?
One of my favorite condiments is
Sour cream.
Tzatziki has.
Oh, tzatziki's good. Yeah, that's
Tzatziki has yogurt in it.
Yeah. I worked at a Greek diner when I was in college, and so tzatziki's awesome.
I don't know if I could do tuna salad with yogurt though. I don't know if I could do that. I mean, I'll try it.
Matt,
that just sounds a little weird.
Let's talk about some of the things you've eaten. You're not going to eat yogurt and tuna salad? Jesus Christ!
I have a line.
Fucking hell. So for the listener, this is not going to make any sense, but for the four of us zooming right now, I love how, like, if Matt's talking, I see Matt. If Forrest's talking, I see Forrest. Nothing would make me laugh more than, like, in 5 minutes, Ron's talking, and if Matt says something, it flashes back to Matt, and he's just eating like a handful of sour cream. It's like his hand in a sour cream jar.
I do love sour cream.
Shoveling tuna with one hand, and hunks of sour cream with the other.
Yeah,
Matt did eat it does. Tell him about the egg you ate.
Oh God, you guys know what a century egg is?
Hell no.
Forrest knows what a century egg is. Yeah,
vaguely.
They're not even really supposed to be. Like, you're not supposed to be able to get your hands on them in the U.S. They're technically, I think they're illegal here. I don't think it's illegal to consume one, but you're not supposed to sell them. But a friend of mine got his hands on like 4 of them, and it is a 100-year-old aged hard-boiled egg essentially, and it's black. It is the whole thing is just. it's it's definitely the gnarliest thing I've ever eaten. Like,
Did it taste like a hard-boiled egg still?
no, not at all. I don't know what it tasted like. I've never tasted anything like that before, but it's like it's very gelatinous.
Oh god.
Yeah, talk about the consistency. It makes me want to fucking puke.
It's like it looks. I mean, it's basically like a giant black booger. Like,
Oh.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But I
So
ate the
when
whole
it
thing.
wasn't boiled 100 years ago, it was just left to
Something
marinate
like that.
itself.
Yeah.
So in China, they actually stick them underground for a really long time.
It's yeah. It was.
Yeah.
It was.
So
I ate the whole thing.
it's
though.
called like garbage, like anywhere else, or trash, or rubbish if you're in England.
It's like
Doesn't
really
matter
foul
what it's at.
kimchi.
Yeah.
I got like 8-year-old kimchi in the fridge right now. It's delicious.
Dude, you've been talking about that goddamn kimchi as long as this podcast has been a thing.
Yeah,
I
I
listened.
only bring it out for the for the rich folk.
No joke. You're on first episode, your debut episode of this podcast, which is like 30 minutes long, just you and Ron talking.
Mm-hmm.
I listened to that on my drive to Richmond the last time you and I hung out, Matt. And that first episode, you mentioned your at the time you're like, I have 5-year-old kimchi.
Yeah.
Did you? I don't even remember that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That shit's good, man. Like fried spam and kimchi sliders. Mm.
Oh, that right there, you just said it. The way you describe that egg, the gelatinous, like you know how if you get a can of Spam or Treat, that like weird gelatinous goo in the bottom of the can?
Yep.
Yeah, it's like that, except it's
Blue?
black and it's a little bit more solid.
Ugh, so gross,
Yeah.
man.
The bad part about this is you describing it just makes me want to go jack off.
It's it's like, think of like, it's the consistency of a hard-boiled egg, but it's like a little bit softer, not a lot softer, and it's gelatinous. Where like, I guess a hard-boiled egg kind of is a little gelatinous.
Yeah.
It's very weird. I remember normally nothing really phases me when I eat stuff, but I remember being halfway through with that thing, thinking to myself like, this was a mistake. This is a mistake. I'm gonna finish this and I'm gonna do it with a smile on my face because I'm a fucking man. But like,
Wait, is the shell still crispy or is it?
yeah, the shell cracked off of it just like a fucking hard
Shell was black.
The shell was black too. Yes.
So what we've proven tonight is that
It's
100-year-old
more
eggs,
gray, I guess. The shell was more
Dark?
gray than it was black, like dark gray.
an eggshell can last 100 years.
Yeah.
It's like the Energizer battery. The
Yeah.
eggshell just keeps going and going.
Yeah. Crazy.
There's deviled eggs on that Chinese buffet that I went to tonight. They look like they've been sitting there a couple of years too.
I mean, that's how they start it. That's how they start the process.
Yeah. It's all left over from buffets.
Did the 100-year-old egg, when you ate it, did it make you ill?
No. Not at all.
Wow.
As soon as I sucked down the last bite, I was just
Ugh.
like, well, I'm not looking back on that one.
You ate the whole thing?
My day. Huh?
You ate the whole egg? The whole egg?
I ate the whole thing, yeah.
Did you start tripping or anything?
Nope. I was perfectly fine.
He hasn't been the same since.
Look at him.
Yeah, he has.
When he ate that egg last year, he was only 17 years old.
Yeah. Now he has 3 testicles.
Ron, Matt just graduated high school and he's already 41 years old.
Mhm. 44.
Oh man.
Oh, even worse.
Mhm.
I thought I had you by more than 2 years. You're 44 already?
Mhm.
All right.
Turned 45 in May.
How old do you think Mike is?
Mike's in his
36.
36. How old?
Jesus Christ.
How old do you think you are?
You got to be at least 40.
No, I would say you both.
I would say you're both 36.
Holy shit.
36. I'm 45.
Really?
Ron, I've never wanted to suck your dick more than I do right now.
How old are you?
Mike's
I'll be
52.
Yeah. Not an age over 60. I'll be 43 on Christmas Day.
Okay.
Hey, so you're both
Fellow
all right.
December birthdayer.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Speaking of
Nice.
Christmas, this has nothing to do with Christmas, but also speaking of eggs, this has nothing to do with eggs, but egg-shaped things. You guys, you know how at Easter time, like your aunt will sell peanut butter eggs? You guys ever had a peanut butter egg?
Peanut butter
Like a-
egg.
Like
Like a
think I
Reese's
have,
peanut
like-
butter egg?
No, they're homemade. It's like half of the like an egg about this big.
Mhm.
Just a big. It's a big fucking bunch of peanut butter covered in chocolate, and you're supposed to eat them with a fork. And older women always sell them to like raise money for
Damn.
their churches cult bullshit.
Sounds
Okay,
No, but I would buy
I
some.
have no idea what this is.
No, this is a West Virginia thing.
It
Is
must
it-
be a West Virginia thing. My aunt always sold them for $5. Like back in the 80s and 90s,
Yeah.
she would sell them for my cousin Stacy. So at Easter she'd make them and sell them. Like she'd make like 30 of them, sell them for $5 each, and that money would go to like her fucking Girl Scout troop or some other
Yeah.
culty bullshit.
I don't
Would
know.
you
If
still
they're
do it?
They're
fucking
$37 a piece now.
I'd buy
Yeah,
them.
yeah, they're at least like $19.99 now with inflation. They're fucking gross though. I love peanut butter and I love chocolate.
Wait, how are they gross then? It's just like a
Dude,
big
it's just-
giant.
It's too much.
Mm.
It's like
so
imagine
rich.
if you stacked like Reese's peanut butter cup eggs.
Mhm.
Imagine if you stacked 10 of those and then tried to eat it with a fork.
Like-
Just
or like-
too much.
Or like Cadbury eggs, Ron. Could you eat like 4 Cadbury eggs
No,
in one
no,
sitting?
I can't
No,
eat
you
4.
could.
But I have eaten. I have even recently, gone after a jar of peanut butter with a spoon.
Yeah,
For a
that's
while.
different. That's natural.
I guess maybe it's just me. Like I do that. I like crunchy peanut butter, and I will take not the big like tablespoon, but I'll take like a smaller, like not a cereal spoon, but like the smaller spoon.
Mhm.
I'll take that and do a pretty decent scoop of
Yeah.
chunky peanut butter. But then even that little like scoop will make me kind of like, oh, that's too much peanut butter. So maybe I
Oh,
just don't
really?
like that much peanut butter. My mom would buy them like to make her sister happy and to help her niece or whatever. But we would have 1 or 2 of them every Easter. And me and my sisters, even when we were kids, and we were all fat shit kids. My sisters are both thin now, but I'm still a fat fuck.
Uh-huh.
We would take like a bite or 2, and my dad would be like, God damn it, throw that shit away. It's like you don't like steak's good, right? But who wants an 80-ounce steak?
I hear you. Yeah.
Well, no.
I mean me, but I hear. I understand what you're saying. Yeah. Or that,
I don't know.
like, yeah, was that summer? Wait, was it summer? No, not summer rental. Summer. What was that John Candy movie where he ate the fucking 72 ounce?
Yeah, the
Oh,
Great Outdoors. The Great
Great
Outdoors.
Outdoors. Yeah.
Or not? It was 96 ounce or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, the what was it called? It had the name. It was like the Minor 49er or something like that. I can't remember.
Something. Yeah.
That is a great movie, though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Forrest, have you ever been to Ye Old Steakhouse?
oh yeah.
Did you ever do the? Have you ever been there and tried their challenge?
No.
What's the challenge?
It's an 82 ounce steak. There's a steakhouse here in Knoxville on Chapman Highway called Ye Old Steakhouse. And from all intent, Forrest is a foodie, so he's probably going to tell me I'm full of shit because every time I say anything about food here, because he's lived here his whole life. And every time I say, oh, this place is good, he's like, that place is dog shit. So he's probably going to say I'm wrong. But for all intents and purposes, as far as I know, Ye Old Steakhouse is the only like legit good fucking traditional Texas style steakhouse in Knoxville. But they
Okay.
have a challenge where if you eat this 82 ounce steak, it's free. And if you don't eat it, it's like $100 or maybe
Gotcha.
150 or something.
Yeah.
So I think they're banking on people not eating it because who the
Right,
fuck
right.
can eat an 82 ounce steak?
Yeah.
Ron.
I didn't even know they had a challenge. So
Only reason I know, I've never even been there. The only reason I know about that challenge for us is because it was on Man versus Food.
Okay.
really,
Yeah. He came here and he did the big burrito challenge at Sweet Peas and the steak challenge at ye old. I think
Was
that's
this-
what it's called. Man versus Food. That was that.
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
the name of that show, right?
Was it Adam
it
Richmond or was it
Adam
the guy
Richmond
that
or
does
the-
it now?
yeah,
It was
redhead
Adam
dude.
Richmond.
Yeah.
Okay.
Way better host than the guy who currently does it.
Yeah. Have you ever heard why Adam Richmond left that job?
Yeah, he's getting too unhealthy.
Yeah, he was killing him. He was
Yeah.
literally dying.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
yeah.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, that was.
I used to love that shit.
Yeah.
What a shocker.
Yeah, yeah. Imagine that.
Yeah, that's what I don't understand. Talking about Sean Evans, the Hot Ones guy. I like my wife and I love that show. Ann and I watch that fucking like religiously watch Hot Ones. So he's like probably 400 episodes in, knocking out probably 8 episodes every 2 months. That dude is his guts are going to fall apart one day.
Yeah.
He does stuff. He trains his body.
Yeah,
I mean, you would have to. I would imagine.
yeah.
It's just really spicy. It's not large amounts, though, right? It's just.
He's
like-
just eating a drop or two of the sauces, right?
Maybe.
He typically he's pretty good. Like I like him. I would love to go on that show, but I'm not a celebrity, never will be. But I like what he does. He will mimic the guests. So like Cardi B was on there a couple episodes ago, and she was just biting a little nibble. So he bit a nibble, and then like if somebody's eating the cauliflower, if they're vegan and they're eating the cauliflower wings, he'll eat the cauliflower wings. But like this most recent episode that Ann and I watched was with Mick Foley and the pro wrestler Mankind, Cactus Jack. He was killing him. He was eating all the way to the bone. And Sean Evans like, I got you, Mick. And he mimics the guests.
Yeah,
Josh. So, I think the dude's got to have an iron stomach or just takes a lot of Pepto and shit.
Josh Brolin ate all of them too. Every little bit of all the
Really?
wings. That was a really good one. Yeah. He also talks about his early years growing up being a punk rocker too. He didn't
Did he
talk
talk
anything
about
about
RKO?
No, he didn't talk anything
Okay,
about that. Well, yeah. So like apparently, and I would bet you money that Sean Evans does this. But cayenne pepper is like really, really good for your insides. It's just really good for you, period. If you take like a 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper and put it in a little bit of water, mix it up real good and take a shot of it every day, it'll actually help your gut, your stomach. It'll help readjust your body to like spices. So if spicy shit starts to get to you, like where it's coming out the other end and it's more spicy than it was going in, and you're getting indigestion, if you do that method and do it for anywhere from like a couple weeks to like a couple months every day, you can reset your gut to spices and stuff like that. That's one way you can do it. There's other ways too.
Do you think if you're super freaky and you're into drinking piss, do you think if your piss partner put cayenne in his urethra or their urethra,
Well,
do you think that would help make the piss more palatable?
Probably not your partner, because other people's piss isn't sterile to you, but your own piss is.
Yeah, I drink
Wait.
my own pee because it's sterile and I like the way it tastes.
Does that change the? I don't know. I guess I don't know if any of you have ever drank urine before, but like,
Nope, sure haven't.
My first beer, unfortunately, my first time ever drinking beer, I'm 2nd or 3rd grade. I was at my friend Jan Gerber, spelled Ghan. He was a German, Jan Gerber. He asked me if I wanted one of his dad's beer, and I'm 2nd or 3rd grade, like 7, 8 years old, and of
You
course,
drank his piss, didn't you?
Yep. His brother Joel peed in his like middle school age brother pissed in the fucking Budweiser bottle. So my first time tasting beer was a 12-year-old child's piss.
Oh, that's
And my second beer was Natty Light, so that was also piss.
yeah. So, and oddly enough,
Imagine if it had cayenne pepper in it, though.
yeah.
Would that have been good?
I'm sure I never would have wanted to drink
Better.
anything else if it had cayenne in it.
I bet you would be
Joel.
better.
Joel, your pee tastes like cayenne. This is a treat.
because you know about the pineapple thing and the other bodily fluid.
Jizz?
Yeah,
Talking about jizz, Ron?
jizz.
Mm-hmm.
If you drink pineapple juice or whatever,
Yeah.
it's supposed to taste like it.
Yeah, it's supposed to make it sweet.
Yeah, which I think would be nastier than I don't know, man.
You know, there's some women out there in the world who say that it is better if you do that.
Yeah. I mean, I would imagine I would probably want my salmon to taste fruity rather than salty.
My wife has no spicy food tolerance, so whenever I eat like sriracha and stuff, not that I, that it happens on a regular basis, but
you don't have to say it. We all know what you're talking about.
It's been a couple times where it's lined up a sriracha laden dinner to a
sriracha's
an
really
oral
good
pleasantry.
Sriracha's really good on scrambled eggs, by the way. If nobody has ever had sriracha on scrambled eggs, you try it immediately. It's great.
Speaking of scrambled eggs, you know what else is good on scrambled eggs?
What?
Jizz.
with sriracha on it too.
That's
God
right.
damn it! I hate sriracha so fucking much.
Really?
I used to work at a pizza place called Snappy Tomato Pizza. I was the general manager.
Mm-hmm.
And we had delicious wings. Like we had these teriyaki wings. I mean, we had like 6 different flavors. And the year that place, the building got sold, and the business wasn't able to find a place to relocate, so it went out of business. But that last year we were in business, because it's a chain, it's a franchise, they rolled out sriracha wings. It was like 2013, 14, and you remember the sriracha started being popular back then.
Oh yeah.
And of course, like everybody was doing sriracha, so all of a sudden we started having to order sriracha on my fucking truck orders. We had to have to get those huge things of sriracha. And ironically, it was fucking what's the Frank's Red Hot? It was Frank's Red Hot brand sriracha, which is odd because I've never seen it in the store.
Yeah,
it's just the big fucking gallon size. But the day we got it in, I was like, I'm 33 years old. I've been gone this long without trying sriracha. I should give it a chance, thinking I like hot sauce. Jesus fucking Christ. I've only tried it once in my life. Maybe I should try it again, but I fucking hated it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It was bitter
on eggs. I'm telling you, you should put it on eggs.
You probably fucked up by starting with the Frank's Red Hot version.
Yeah,
I never even heard of that.
That is true.
Forrest is correct.
Yeah, I put that shit on everything. Man.
Without having ever tried it, I'm going to confidently say you fucked up.
You never had sriracha?
No, the Frank's Red Hot.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I never had that.
No, I've got a bottle of sriracha. I think sriracha's all right. But I know there's like a shortage right now. Or
there is. I have to get it online now. Yeah.
Yeah. And for whatever reason, Tabasco has a version of sriracha now that has flooded the shelves, but you can't find like the actual sriracha.
Yeah.
It's weird. But I think the Tabasco version of it is maybe not considered like actual sriracha or something.
No, it's only one sriracha.
Yeah. And that's got a rooster on the bottle.
Yeah. You have to get that on Amazon. That's how I got it. I just
weird
bottles. Yeah.
If I find any around here, I'll mail you some.
Yes.
The first time I saw it, I thought it was pronounced Sriracha.
I got a vintage bottle from 2021. It's still not full.
A middle. It's a nice age. It's the COVID age. that meaty middle of COVID, right around the fall of 2001.
It's early pandemic sriracha.
Yeah.
It's good. I just don't put it. I don't use it that often. So I literally have had this bottle for at least 2 years.
Oh, really? Okay.
There's like certain things that sriracha is really good on, and then other things that you want to make spicy that
like mixing it with sour cream is fucking incredible.
Yeah. And like putting sriracha, I have to have sriracha in my ramen and in my
my soups always.
It's got to be sriracha. It's not the same with like regular hot sauce.
Yeah.
See, I need to give it another shot. Like, I really do think that it was bad in the first place, but I've also never tried it like with a stabilizer, like a sour cream or a crema or anything to like balance the flavor. Because to me, it just tasted bitter.
Oh, dude, if you get some get like any like frozen taquitos or something. I don't know if you ever do that. You dip them in, take sour cream and sriracha and mix it up and dip them in that. It's phenomenal. Yeah.
Or ketchup and sriracha for fries. That's good too.
That's another one I've seen. There's Heinz makes a sriracha ketchup.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's the actual, like you're talking about the Rooster brand sriracha or not. Probably not.
It might be.
The Rooster brand does make a ketchup version that I've
now they do, yeah.
seen. I've only seen it once and tried it. It was pretty good actually.
Yeah.
Boris, do you remember that? You remember that hot sauce? My wife works at a grocery store, and she gets a lot of like vegan stuff and a lot of like just random. They'll get like random stuff, and so she brought home a bunch of hot sauces for me to try, and I brought one of them on tour with us. Do you remember what it was? It was like I ended up letting you have it, but it was fucking delicious. We ate it on pizza one night when we were in Virginia.
Oh, that was
truffle.
Truff, yeah.
Yeah, truff.
Truff is amazing.
Fuck yeah.
I love that company, man. They got a regular hot sauce, a super spicy hot sauce, a mayo, and actually they have 3 hot sauces.
Yeah,
they have
like
a white truffle
label.
hot sauce, yeah.
It's real
a black
expensive.
label and a red label. The red label is the spiciest, and then they have mayo and oil. They have truffle, like basically like their version of like olive oil, but it's truffle oil.
Do any of you guys partake? Oh, that's why I liked it, because it was super expensive.
Yeah,
and I was
good.
like, hey, this was free to me, so fuck it.
Yeah,
it's like $15 for a bottle of hot sauce. Yeah, it's worth it.
Any of you guys like horseradish?
I love horseradish.
Oh hell yeah!
What about you?
I like oysters. I like to put in oysters.
Have you ever had that like green wasabi mustard? Speaking of horseradish,
yeah,
that shit is amazing. If you're a mustard fan, that shit is amazing.
I love mustard. Yeah,
me too.
Yeah, there's certain Chinese restaurants that you'll go to, and they'll have this really intense version of hot mustard.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. It's
that
so
stuff.
good. It cleans your sinuses out.
Totally cleans you out. Yeah.
It's like the dark yellow. If it's bright yellow, it's not going to be worth a shit.
Right.
But
if it's in a packet, it sucks. Brown, but if it's
But if you can find a place that has that stuff is awesome.
Yeah.
Ron, I did give you a bottle of that mustard, right?
Yeah, I'm almost finished with
mustard?
it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I'll get you another one. Cool. I got more coming this month. There's this.
I feel like that Matt and Ron, you guys come off like kind of guys that fancy a nice brat with a nice beer mustard or
fucking
nice brown mustard.
Yeah.
Okay, speaking of brown mustard, have you ever been to Cleveland Indians / Cleveland Guardians game?
I've been to an Indians game. I haven't been since they've been the Guardians.
Okay, so at that stadium for years, it was the only place you could get that mustard. It's called like Bertman's Ballpark mustard. It's the best mustard on the face of the fucking planet. It's like when you turn the bottle over, there's like 3 ingredients. So there's not a bunch of bullshit in it. It's a spicy brown. Good. It's a good brat, like spicy brown mustard. You can still only get it in Cleveland, but they have it at like, grocery stores and stuff now. But for the longest time, you could only buy it from the ballpark. It is the best mustard on the face of the planet. That's what I was just talking to Ron about. But I have a coworker who is from Cleveland, and she goes back there pretty regularly. So I always make her buy me like 3 bottles of it every time she goes.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Cleveland's a big, maybe just Ohio in general, probably more Cleveland, Sandusky, that area, Youngstown. That's a big brat area. It's a big big sausage town.
I was in Milwaukee this summer, and that's the same thing, man.
That's my favorite city in this country.
Yeah.
We don't really have that in Tennessee. Like, I feel like Forrest would know better, again, being a lifelong Tennessean. Like, it seems like obviously we're known for hot chicken. Biscuits are a thing here, but like what's our thing, Forrest?
It's hot chicken.
Yeah, that's
if you go everywhere else, it's all.
Well, Knoxville also has like not many people know about this outside of Knoxville, but the steamed sub sandwich. So I don't know if you guys have ever had that or not, but it's.
I have.
Yeah.
We have. Do you know what? I mean, it's a fast food chain, but Firehouse Subs.
It's not. No, it's not that. It's. There's these. But so Firehouse is like they run them through that oven. It bakes it right. That heats it up. This is something completely different. There's this machine that they it's like a metal machine, cube shaped, and they stick the sandwich in it, close the machine, and it steams the sandwich. So when the sandwich comes out, it's like soggy and hot and wet.
So do you have to eat it with like a fork and a knife?
But what's that?
you have to eat it with like a fork and a knife, or is it still like pick upable?
Oh yeah, you can pick it up, but it's gonna like if a lot of times it'll be wrapped in paper and it'll kind of stick to the paper and you got to peel it off the paper. But yeah, I ate that kind of sandwich growing up, and I thought, this is what a deli sandwich is. And it wasn't until I went to other cities and tried ordering sandwiches and found that nowhere else has these things.
Interesting.
Can you get that at UT games for us?
No. There's in fact it's kind of gone away and hard to find these days. But like Nixon's Deli has them.
Yeah.
There's a place in Maryville called Subs and Such that has them. Yeah. Like the Timeout Delis. So they used to be all over town when I was a kid, but
that's interesting.
Now. Yeah.
I've never heard of this. I have to have this now.
Yeah.
It's yeah, I don't know what people would think having not grown up with them, but to me it's like they're perfect. And then I go eat a sandwich somewhere like not Subway, but like Firehouse, and Firehouse is good, but it's not the same thing. It's
they just steam their meat at Firehouse.
Right. The meat is steamed, but the bread is toasted. The whole thing is
right.
Steamed. They just put the sandwich together, throw it in the steamer, and it's definitely something you want to try if you never have before.
I definitely do. I love new shit.
Forrest, ever since you started back to the office, whenever they brought you back in the office and a couple days a week and kept you from being at home all week, have you
bastards
now that you're back in the office, have you gone to Subs and Such lately?
It's funny you say that. Yeah, I went there like maybe a week ago, and that was the first time I've gone back there in like 3 years. So yeah.
What was your experience?
It's not as good.
Yeah, the pandemic ruined that place. Pre-pandemic, that place was goddamn 10 out of 10. Fucking great service. But man, when you go in there now, the service is terrible. The food sucks.
Really?
The bread is noticeably different. The meat is definitely different, because I got the exact same sandwich that I got the last time I went there, and like the meat did not taste the same. The bread didn't taste the same. It was all fucked up.
Weird.
Have you guys ever had a sandwich that it's like you love it? It's you found a sandwich at a place that you're really fond of and you love it, and then they change something so exponentially, you're like, wow, you just literally ruined my year.
Yep. I have had it happen.
There's a turkey sandwich at Subs and Such that is like 10 out of 10, one of the best things ever. A couple months goes by, I went there to pick up lunch for my wife and I, because she works in Maryville where this restaurant is, and they started like the sandwich is so different. Like bread's like Forrest said, bread different, meat different. But not only that, they're so lazy now. Do you know how a restaurant that serves a chopped salad, so they have to pre-chop cucumbers, green peppers, and the chopped salads is everything's diced up small.
Mm-hmm.
My sandwich, I always add green pepper, cucumber, lettuce, tomato, mayonnaise. The lettuce, the green pepper, and the cucumber were diced up tiny like dog food. And I was just like, what the fuck? I didn't even want to eat it. It ruined my fucking year.
Yeah, that's how the onions were on this sandwich that I got a couple weeks ago. I'm like, this is like, Taco Bell onions in here. What's
yeah.
Weird. Is it like new management or something? Or like, why would they change it?
I don't think so. No, I don't
cooks. Think so. A lot of times it's just cooks. That's what my experience has shown me, that it's different cooks coming into places.
Yeah.
Or you just get the wrong person on the wrong day. Somebody new gets hired. Somebody leaves.
A lot of these places during the pandemic, they had so much, like, it was so hard to keep people, like, when restaurants started opening back up, and then like all the good employees had already found new jobs or like were afraid to leave their houses. So you got all these new cast of characters coming in. The one thing that I noticed that really was different about Subs and Such was they used to be open till 9 every day. And I don't know about now, maybe that's changed, but the last time I was there was like a year ago, maybe 8 months ago. And there was a sign on the door that said new hours, and it was 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. They're just like a late lunch place. Yeah. Wow. And this used to be like open till 9 p.m. because I would get it after work and bring it home for dinner.
I've noticed there's a lot of restaurants now that are like closed on Mondays or Tuesdays, where it never used to be a thing. Restaurants were always 7 days a week.
That's one East Tennessee where we live. Knoxville, everybody refers to this as East Tennessee. In East Tennessee, you cannot get Asian food on a Monday. That's just that's their
Yeah.
weekend. Tuesday through Sunday, you're good to go. But if you wake up on a Monday, God damn, I'm really I'm really feeling some Chinese for lunch.
Nope, not today.
Maybe that's how it is everywhere. We didn't have that in West Virginia. In West Virginia, it was like just 7 days a week. I mean, you wouldn't see the same people in there.
That's how it's become everywhere. And honestly, I'm cool with it. Why not?
Yeah,
like
people need a day
who work
off.
in the restaurant industry, service industry, they need days off too. Like,
yeah,
we shouldn't expect these people to fucking run 7 days a week,
Yeah, and if you've never worked in restaurants, you don't know this, but like from experience, I've worked at I worked at Subway for like 5 years. I worked at 2 different pizza places, and as a general manager, I was a manager at Subway and general manager at the other 2 pizza places. And I'll tell you, man, that being a GM, if you're like Snappy Tomato was open 7 days a week, I fucking worked 70 hours a week, 10 hours a day, 7 days a week. My life was straight bullshit.
But when I was, late teens, early 20s, used to deliver pizza for Pizza Hut. Like, our manager worked 6 days a week, and on that 7th day, she would be like taking us all out, either when I turned 21 or whatever, for beers or fucking
hand jobs.
Yeah, or just buying us beers.
Yeah,
the thankless life,
I kind of miss delivering pizza. I really had fun with it. I think Forrest, you delivered for Pizza Hut as well, didn't you?
Yeah.
For years. Yeah, that was a great job, man. Get paid to drive around and listen to music. Yes, please.
Yeah, I think it would suck now though. Like, I don't think it would be.
Oh yeah, it was.
First of all, I'm old as hell, so that would suck.
It was great in the 90s.
Yeah.
Gas was cheap,
It's cheap, yeah.
Everything was pretty cheap comparatively.
Getting tipped in beer. I used to get tipped in beer a lot. I don't think that would happen now. Maybe it would.
It might. You never know. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's probably not as often as it was back in those days.
Did either of you guys, Forrest and Matt, did either of you guys experience anything absolutely crazy delivering pizza? Like shocking crazy?
Fortunately not.
I have a couple stories, but one of them was pretty, I guess, shockingly crazy, maybe. And but the other one's kind of funny. There was this one house. There's this older guy, Cliff, that worked with us, who was like in his 50s. And there was this woman who would order like every Saturday night, and she would request Cliff every time.
Oh.
And and Cliff would always say, like, when he would go to the door, she would answer the door in like a kind of like it was almost like a sort of see-through robe with like nothing on underneath it, and she wouldn't have it tied. Nice. And like this shit kept happening over and over and over and over and over again. And Cliff was like married, but I would be like, Cliff, it's your invitation, dude. He'd be like, no. I got it, man. I'm like, yeah, but you still take those deliveries every Saturday, and you know it's coming.
Well, in his mind, he's probably thinking, why buy the cow when the milk's free?
Yeah. I mean, maybe he did do it. He just wouldn't tell anybody.
Yeah. My story's kind of similar. I won't name names, but Forrest knows who I'm talking about. There is a very famous person outside of Knoxville in a town called Maryville, which is where Forrest works, where I used to live, and where I deliver pizza for Domino's. There's a very famous person that owns a car dealership here on the Airport Motor Mile. And he has a big ass fucking mansion over there in Blount County. And his wife they have a kid. He's like in his 50s or 60s. She's in her 30s, maybe 40s, but this was 5-6 years ago. And one day she ordered pizza. So a girl that delivered for us was actually the babysitter of this kid for this rich ass fucking car dealership, famous person. And her name was Emily. And Emily was like, hey, I really don't want to deliver this pizza to her because I told her I couldn't babysit tonight. And I was the general manager. I didn't deliver. And I was like, she's hot. Fuck it. I'll deliver it to her. Thinking, I get to see this really pretty woman. Well, when I delivered it to her, when I go, the note on the front door said, "Deliver around the back. I'm getting a massage." And I was like, "Oh." And no joke, walked around back, and there was if I remember correctly, it was either an Asian or a Spanish woman massaging her, and she was completely on her back, face up, completely nude. And "You're not Emily," but did not care. She gave me the "You're not Emily," but didn't try to cover herself. And I literally was like, chin up, just looking at the sky, walking with the pizza out. And I handed it to the massage therapist, and the woman tries to get up to give me a tip. And I, like a child, I ran. I was like, yeah, I'm not a driver. I don't need the tip. No tip. I'm the manager. We didn't have any drivers today. I'm just like freaking out. I go back to the store, and I told a couple of the other, I didn't say anything to Emily, but I told a couple of the guys that were delivery drivers, like the fucking 20-year-old kids. And they're like, "What the fuck is your problem? Why the fuck did you act like that, you stupid fucking piece of, why didn't we get to take that order?" And I was like, "Ah, man, you snooze, you lose. Nobody said they wanted to take it."
Damn.
So
That's awesome. I'm going to have to find out who that is.
I'll tell you off the air.
Okay.
Forrest knows exactly who it is. All I can say is you can figure it out real easy when I say the word NASCAR.
Okay. We've asked you guys the 3 questions, I think, right? Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
But like you say, it always changes, so it might
That's
be different.
True. That's true. So what's your last meal on death row?
Since we talked about food enough tonight.
Yeah, exactly.
Take it, Forrest.
I believe that my answer last time was the spicy Korean beef with vegetables from a restaurant that has since closed, actually, since the podcast.
Oh no!
Last time, so it's impossible to get now. But if I could, that would be my last meal.
Is Korean your Asian food of choice?
Yes.
Okay.
Korean street food, man. My girlfriend was watching YouTube videos of that for like the longest time. There is some really, really, really weird fucking Korean street food.
Yeah.
Some weird shit, and I would eat all of it.
I think I know what my answer was. My answer was pizza, and the answer was cheese pizza. And I know that sounds bland, but I love cheese pizza.
I'm the same way.
That's definitely, if this, like, Lord willing, that never happens to me, but if that situation would ever happen, it would probably be pizza. But I'm going to change my answer slightly to give you this a little bit of info. So yesterday I went to a business meeting, a punk and drag meeting with some business partners that we're going to, my business partner, Icky Stardust, who's a local drag performer here in town. He and I run Punk and Drag, and we're partnering with another promoter here in town called Ambiguous Events to do a big event. We're going to do a couple big events in 2024 at this large, like 800 cap space called the Concourse.
Nice.
So in the meeting, we were eating at this place that it's called Marble City Market, and it's one of those places where large food court where you can just go to multiple different restaurants and pick what you want, and they have just about everything. But Icky wanted a smash burger, so we went to the place that serves smash burgers, and I was like, I'm sure they have a vegan burger or something because I don't eat pork or beef, and I found a turkey burger. And in all seriousness, obviously they cook that turkey burger on the same same stove that they cook the regular beef smash burger, so it's probably why it was so delicious. But this fucking $12 burger was so goddamn delicious that there was about a 5-minute period where I considered getting one to go to have on my drive to work from this meeting. And Icky had to tell me, "No, don't do that, Mike. You don't need a second burger." And he had to talk me out of it. It was so fucking good. So yeah, I would probably have that turkey burger. It's so good. I texted my wife and I said, we'll be going within a week. She and I are going to go to lunch at this place when we can find time, because so delicious. I'd never even heard of it. Forrest, have you ever been there?
Smash Burger?
No, the Marble City Market beside of the Mill and Mine.
Yeah. It's Smash Burgers, right? There's a Korean place right beside.
Yeah,
Smash Burger. That's the only thing I've ever gotten there is their Korean. They call it KFC, Korean Fried Chicken. So
Yeah.
that's what I go for.
I love it.
Yeah, the Kimmy and her husband are the partners that we're working with. Kimmy got a bibimbap, or is it however you pronounce that?
Hmm.
From is bibimbap or how she got it from that place you're talking about.
Gotcha. All right, what's your album that you're going to eternalize your ashes in?
I think I'm pretty sure my answer last time was Metallica and Justice for All. But to mix it up, I'm going to say a different thing this time. And I'm going to say No Effects, Heavy Petting Zoo. And again, we've talked about this, but I'll repeat. Record that got me into punk more than just the Misfits.
It's a good record. I love that record.
It's a great record. I don't think it's by any means the best No Effects record,
No, it's not.
but it's my favorite just because of it's the first No Effects I ever heard. We're getting ready. Coffin Curse in February 2024. I'm putting out a No Effects tribute album called "I Heard They Broke Up,"
Nice.
and it's going to have at minimum 40 bands on it. That's going to be a double album, and there's tons of cool bands on it. A lot of bands on Allegedly are on it. There's a lot of bands you guys already know are on it. A lot of bands you guys have interviewed, but we're doing. I'll just go ahead and say what we're doing. You're not against me saying what we're doing, Forrest, right?
No, go ahead.
Okay, so we're going to do a mashup cover. We're going to cover, because their songs are short and we want to do at least 3 minutes. So we're going to do the first song on Heavy Petting Zoo, Homophobic,
Nice.
into Lori Myers.
Nice.
Oh, sweet.
Both great songs.
Yeah. Forrest, what's your album?
I think that okay, so I'm going to say the same thing I said last time. The real answer is Grimple Up Your Ass, just because I love that record and I listen to it all the time. But I'm going to say today, Propaganda, How to Clean Everything.
Oh, beautiful.
Just to piss off our new guitarist, James.
That was one of my favorite albums growing up.
It's his contention that's like the worst Propaganda album.
Really?
Yeah. See, I also agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I still like it. Don't get me wrong. But yes, I also think that is the worst Propaganda album.
So you like some of their newer albums better than that?
Yeah. Supporting Cast is, I think, a fucking masterpiece.
That I think I personally think
I love them all. So I mean, I don't.
Yeah, I mean, I do too. I love all of them.
I like a soft spot for How to Clean Everything because it was it was the first thing I heard by him.
Oh,
yeah, at the time, it was a fucking amazing album.
Yeah,
it's got such iconic artwork too.
Yeah,
yeah,
it does.
It does.
I knew of that band's artwork before I'd heard their music. The artwork for that album, I mean.
All right, Mount Rushmore punk rock. 5 people.
Forrest, take it.
5, man. Okay, I forgot that it was 5. Okay, so I'm going to build sort of a band here. And a lot of this was my last one, but for bass, I'm going to go with Cliff Burton.
Excellent choice.
Nice.
I'm going to go with our buddy from Propaganda that I just talked about, Chris Hanno on guitar.
This already would be a great band.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, there might be a terrible band if you put all these different elements together, but how could you go wrong? Let's see, Jello, Biafra, Bill Stevenson. Now I got to come up with a second fifth person. Put Danzig in there just because I want to see Danzig and Jello Biafra do a duet.
Nice.
Is Danzig your crazy horse?
It's the wild card.
He for sure is.
Yeah, he's something. For me, I'm going to steal Forrest's idea and build a band.
Cool.
So drummer, I'm going to go with the same drummer I mentioned last time, which is Derek Grant, who just recently quit Alkaline Trio to quote unquote focus on himself or whatever.
Yep.
So yeah, Derek Grant from Alkaline Trio, Suicide Machines, on and on. That would be my drummer. bass player, I'm going to go. I don't know his name. Forrest can answer this, but the bass player from now I'm forgetting the band's name.
Wow.
What's Forrest? The band from Chicago that we were talking about covering, but we never did. That has the great bass player.
88 Fingers Louie.
Yeah, 88 Fingers Louie.
Joe?
Joe Principal. He's the current bassist and always has been the bassist for Rise Against.
Rise Against. Okay, so the Joe from Rise Against would be my bass player. Lead guitar, I will go. Man, I'm so bad with names. Lead guitar, I'm going to go. God, I wish I knew that fucking guy's name. So I'll just go with fucking Eric Melvin from NoFX on lead. No, he's rhythm. Eric Melvin from NoFX on rhythm.
So what was the band of the other guy that you came?
And now I got to know who this other guitar
I do
player
too.
is. We got to figure this out.
The guitar player from The Offspring, is it Noodles?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's who I'm going with on lead.
Okay.
That's who I was thinking. I just didn't want to sound like a jackass and name the wrong name. So Noodles from The Offspring on lead, even though I'm not a huge Offspring fan, I do love Smash and Nitro.
And and Noodles is pretty iconic.
Yes. And vocals, Greg Graffin.
Okay.
Be a good
I think
band.
that would actually I genuinely think that would be a really fucking rad band too.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be sloppy.
No.
Other than Eric Melvin. I chose 4 extremely solid performers and then Eric Melvin, who is known to be sloppy on purpose.
I bet you
but
money.
It's a punk band, so it works.
I bet you money he's like the least sloppy of all of them.
Yeah.
If he tried.
I would be remiss if I didn't talk about something. So we are this episode is going to drop before we leave for tour. So if you're listening to this and
go plug everything where people could find you and what you're up to.
Yeah. If you're listening to this before November 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, so we're going to do a little 4-day run with two other Coffin Curse bands. One band from here in Knoxville called Mortars, kick-ass band. One of our good friends, actually, Chris from Mortars, is in a band with everyone from Reckless Threat, Forrest and James and Dylan, and Chris from Mortars have another band. Forrest, tell them about your band. I think Ron and Matt will be interested in that.
Well, I mean, we're just a cover band, so we've done Misfits, Screeching Weasel, and we're doing Bad Religion next. So we just do a set of all of one band's songs.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
I love that. Yeah, that's rad.
We kind of change our name around to suit whatever band we're doing. Like we were Middle Agers from Mars for the Halloween set.
Nice.
We were gonna be Dad Religion for the Bad Religion.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's fun.
That's cool.
It's a lot of fun.
But when speaking of the band, you basically refer to yourselves as Identity Crisis, which is a great fucking name for a cover band.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And super rad. Like the 4 best players in fucking Knoxville make up this band.
That's cool.
It's fucking cool.
Very cool.
But yeah, so Reckless Threat and Mortars, like I said, another band from Knoxville. We're going on tour with a band from St. Pete, Florida called Low Season. Mortars are more like a Gaslight Anthem meets fucking Hot Water Music meets Avail. So Mortars more like a post-punk Gainesville sound. And then Low Season sound like Face to Face. I mean, I could say they sound like 3-4 different bands, but they legit just sound like Face to Face, but fucking killer band. So we're doing Thursday in Gainesville, Georgia with that lineup plus Billy Bats and the Made Men. If you guys haven't listened to Billy Bats and the Made Men,
yeah, they're good.
Holy fucking shit.
Yeah, they're good.
If you're listening to this podcast, go immediately and listen to Billy Bats and the Made Men. That band is fucking sick. Their drummer's 16. The guitar player, singer's 21. The bass player's 19 or 20. and they're fucking sick.
Nice.
And they're going to. Billy Bats the Made Men, Scrooge Mandela, and Orphan Riot are all youthful bands that are going to save punk rock. I say it now
Nice.
because 10 years from now, when we'll all be blessed to smell their shit, because those are the bands that are keeping punk rock alive.
Nice.
But yeah, we're doing that Thursday in Gainesville, Georgia. Then we're going down to St. Pete on Friday, and then Tampa on Saturday, and then Ocala, Florida on Sunday.
Sweet.
All that information's on our Instagram and Facebook and all that shit. We have a website, but we haven't updated it since the tour dates on our actual .com haven't been updated since legit 2020. Or maybe 20. Yeah, for real, 2020. They still have our summer 2020 tour on there. I think I mentioned it to Forrest like a couple months ago. I mentioned updating it, and he looked at me like he forgot he'd made the site.
Awesome. Very cool.
I just made fun of you, Forrest. Defend yourself.
I can't.
It's indefensible.
I've made many websites that I've forgotten about.
Was I right when I thought, like, I mentioned that to you at practice, and you looked at me like you were confused?
Mm.
Do you remember making that .com?
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
Our current guitar player is not in the promo picture on it. Our tour dates are from 2020. So, like, if you're like, oh man, Reckless Threat's going to be playing in my town in Delaware in June. No, that happened 3 years ago, bitch.
This idea, that typical punk band.
But yeah, dudes, that's all we got going. We got a record coming out. We got a little mini tour going on. We're promoting anybody from the Knoxville area that wants to come out on Friday, December 8th. I'm doing my annual Coffin Curse Toy Drive. This is the 5th year in a row. I've done it every year that I've ran the label. Last year we raised $3,000 for all $3,000, like $3,100. We take that money and we turn around and buy brand new toys that we donate to the local foster groups here in East Tennessee.
Nice.
And we're doing it again this year on Friday, December 8th. And the goal this year is I want to break $5,000.
Cool.
So that's the goal. We got a solid lineup, 6 bands and like 20 drag performers.
Oh yeah.
And it's going to be a great show. So if you're in or around Knoxville on Friday, December 8th, try to come out. That's going to be a solid night. And then the next day we're going to Nashville to play the Nashville Punk Flea Market. It's our 3rd year in a row playing for our friend Mackenzie Wallace and her Punk Flea Market, which is fucking incredible. Always draws around 800 to 1,000 people. The biggest shows we've played as this band have been these flea markets. We're stoked to play this year. This year we're opening for the Dwarfs.
Nice.
The first year she's had, like, she calls them big boy bands. She always just books local bands, but this year she decided to get some heavy hitters, and
nice.
So it's like, we're playing right before the Dwarfs. We're really excited about that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So that December 8th and December 9th, that's it for us this year. We're going to go in the studio soon after that to work on our NoFX covers and a couple other singles. And then we're taking off until April so I can have some more surgeries.
All right, cool. Cool, man.
Yeah, so drop a new record and then go have a surgery, dumbass.
Yeah.
What song you want to end the podcast with?
Yeah, let's end the podcast with what's the song called, Forrest?
Oh, much the same.
Much the same, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks for doing this again,
Welcome,
man. Appreciate it.
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, appreciate you guys. Sorry that I monetized the time again like I do. I'm an asshole.
No,
fuck it.
That's what this is for.
Yeah, exactly. That's all good. All right, guys. We'll talk to you down the road, and thanks again for like letting us debut that shit. That's really
Absolutely.
cool. It means a lot. So appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
We appreciate you guys.
Awesome.
I couldn't think of another place I'd want to do this.
Thank you so much.
Well, thanks.
Thanks.
That's rad.
Awesome.
I love the pod. I listen to every episode, and I'll listen to this, Toby's One Life, One Chance, Toby Morse Makes
That's a good one
2
too. Yeah.
These are the 2 music podcasts I listen to. Otherwise, it's straight crime and fucking murder podcasts.
Hell yeah. I'm the same way. Yeah. Awesome.
That's funny because like most people I know or have become friends with over this or say listen to us tell me the same thing. They're like, oh, the 2 music podcasts I listen to is you guys and the Toby from H2O. And I'm like,
Yeah.
All right, that's good company.
Yeah.
His pod's great, but also
it
he
is.
just has the guests. Like even he's a great interviewer.
Yeah.
But even if he was a terrible interviewer, you would still listen because, like, who else is getting Mr. Brett? And like,
Right.
he gets such good guests.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last thing, sorry, Ron.
Yeah.
I
No,
already
go
told
ahead.
Matt this, but I want to tell you this.
Yeah.
You guys broke Fat Mike, and it was sad, epic, and heartwarming all at the same time.
Awesome. That's
we didn't
awesome.
mean to.
Yeah.
But we did.
I walked up. I ran. Matt came to the Coffin Girls Takeover show that I was doing that I did in Richmond,
Mm-hmm.
and I walked up to him and I was like, "Hey, man, I just wanted to tell you that you broke Fat Mike, and it made me kind of cry a little bit."
Yeah. Yeah, that was I was really nervous to interview him. But I think it turned out good. So
It did. He
Yeah.
seemed super fucking cool.
yeah, he was totally. Yeah. Yep.
I worry that I'll never get to like actually talk to Fat Mike again, other than the one opportunity I had back in 2001. I kind of want to get him on my podcast. Not that it would be any benefit to him, but I want to get him on my podcast just to tell him, "Oh, we've met before. You called me a fat ass." It was at Warped Tour in Pittsburgh.
That's funny.
And I was hanging out with JT from Hawthorne Heights, and I was sitting on a golf cart, and he told me to get off the golf cart, fat ass. And I got up, and my wife was like, "Who the fuck is that guy?" As he's riding off in the golf cart that I was sitting on. And I was like, "Oh, that's just Fat Mike from NoFX." She's like, "What an asshole." And I was like, "Well, yeah."
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that's a great only interaction with Fat Mike.
Yeah. Maybe never meet your heroes twice, because the first time is the best.
That's right.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah. Take
welcome.
care, guys. Thanks.
Thank you.
You
You all
guys.
as well.
All right. Later.
Later.